Hey guys, welcome back to another movie review. So tonight, I just got back from watching Jurassic World Rebirth, and this is my spoiler-free review. Now before I start this review, let me go ahead and say this first. I am a big fan of the Jurassic Park franchise. I love the original Jurassic Park. I thought The Lost World was a pretty decent sequel. I think Jurassic Park 3 is underrated. Jurassic World was a lot of fun. Fallen Kingdom was mid, and Dominion was just a huge heaping pile of dog poop. That movie sucked. So when I heard that they were making another Jurassic World movie, I was like, why? Why are they making another Jurassic World movie? Did they seriously not learn their lesson from Dominion? But when I heard that this movie was going to be directed by Gareth Edwards, who is the same director of Godzilla 2014, Rogue One, and The Creator, and that Scarlett Johansson was going to be in this movie, that's when I started to get pretty excited about this movie. I thought the trailers for this movie looked really good, and that's how I got pretty excited for this movie. And now that I have officially seen this movie, guys, I gotta be honest, I low-key like this movie. This movie is by no means a perfect movie, but I thought this was a pretty fun movie, and I think it's a pretty fun entry inside the Jurassic Park franchise. And if you ask me, I think this movie is way better than Dominion. There are some things to process here, so let's break down the best and worst parts of the movie. The first positive for this movie is the visuals. This is one of the best looking Jurassic Park / World movies when it comes to the visuals, because I'm not gonna lie, I thought the visuals looked beautiful, and they low-key did capture some of the same magic and wonder of the original Jurassic Park movie. Another positive for this movie is the CGI on the dinosaurs. The CGI on all of the dinosaurs in this movie looked really good, and I thought they had some pretty cool designs. And I am fully convinced that these dinosaurs look real every time they pop up on screen. Another positive for this movie is some of the horror elements. I really like how this movie leaned into some horror elements, and they low-key did give me goosebumps. Another positive for this movie is our three main lead characters played by Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, and Mahershala Ali. Scarlett Johansson as Zora Bennett in this movie is a certified baddie, and I really enjoyed her character. Jonathan Bailey as Dr. Henry Loomis in this movie was pretty solid, and I also thought he was a pretty good character. Mahershala Ali as Duncan was probably my favorite character, and he was pretty funny in this movie. And the final positive for this movie is the action scenes. I thought the action scenes in this movie were pretty thrilling, pretty engaging, and they had me on the edge of my seat. Perhaps the one action scene that locked me in the most was the river raft scene. The river raft scene in this movie was a pretty cool action scene, and it had me locked all the way in. Now on to the negatives. The first negative for this movie is the plot. The plot is pretty simple, and it's pretty much the exact same formula as all the other Jurassic Park / World movies. Another negative for this movie is the writing. I think the writing in this movie wasn't exactly the best, and there were some lines of dialogue that were pretty jarring at times. Another negative for this movie is that it is simply way too overcrowded. The reason I say that is because there is a subplot in this movie that involves this family that are on this island, and for some odd reason they take up almost all of the runtime. I think it's kind of an unnecessary subplot, but I can't lie, this dude that was from the family was pretty funny, and he did get a few laughs out of me. And the final negative for this movie is that the big mutated dinosaur known as the D-Rex was barely in this movie. If you're going into this movie expecting to see a lot of D-Rex, you may want to temper down those expectations a little bit, because the D-Rex hardly gets any screen time. And even though the D-Rex in this movie was scary, terrifying, and menacing, I just wish he had more screen time. Overall, I had a pretty fun time with watching this in the theaters, and this may not be the best movie in the Jurassic Park franchise, but I think it's a very fun movie, and I highly recommend it if you're a big fan of the franchise, and the rating I would give for this is a solid 7 out of 10. But anyways, yeah, that's my review of Jurassic World Rebirth, and thank you for watching. If you want to see more reviews like this, follow me for more. Peace out, and happy 4th of July. By the way, I just saw the teaser for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, and it was freaking peak!